Florida plays Tennessee Saturday night at 7 o'clock on ESPN in Neyland Stadium. And I am a believer that not all two-touchdown spreads are the same. Tennessee's favored by 14.5 at FanDuel right now. You know how sometimes there are games where there's like a 6 or a 7-point favorite, but you're just totally sold. You're confident as can be that that underdog's not winning this game. Now, that favorite absolutely is winning this game, and the line's like 7. Then there are other games where the line is 14.5, and you're like, ooh, man, Tennessee just got beat. And Arkansas didn't even score 20 and beat them. And Florida just came out of the bye week looking hot against UCF. Graham Mertz, now he can throw the ball okay. 14.5. That's how I feel about this game. I'll be a sucker. I'll feel that way about this game. For Florida to pull the upset, reset theory has to be real. So the reset theory, at least in college football, is that Florida went into the bye week and took a long, hard look in the mirror, and then they punched the mirror. And they're going to take the glass shards and use it against the rest of their schedule. And the reason I'm pausing is for Pad. And the reason I'm providing Pad is because if that creative services team and that digital media team does not take that and put it in a hype video, you people are crazy. And I know you guys, and you're not crazy. It may be a little violent metaphor, but still, I'd use that if I were you. So the reset theory has to be in play here because very clearly, if the profiles of these two teams play out, Tennessee's going to win this game. So Florida cannot be what Florida was. In other words, maybe they aren't. Maybe last year or last week was an indicator of things to come. Florida is not balanced. They're not balanced enough, at least, on offense. They're 35th throwing the ball. They're 85th running the ball. But Graham Mertz did play his best game last week. And Eugene Wilson may be back at wide receiver this week. And I vividly remember watching the Tennessee-Arkansas game on the way home last week, and Taylon Green, while they didn't rack up a ton of points, he was well on his way to a 300-yard passing afternoon before he exited in the fourth quarter with an injury, and he was well into like the 200s, over 250, something like that. Graham Mertz can do that. Even in Neyland, Graham Mertz could do that. This is the best thrower of the football that Tennessee has faced all year, and which just brings us back to trying to find out where the vulnerabilities are. Tennessee may have some vulnerability on the back end of their defense. Graham Mertz, if it's there, can take advantage of it, especially if he's getting healthier at his wide receiver position. So that's the first way that this thing could be a lot tighter than the spread indicates. The second thing is, with Tennessee, the passing game is a work in progress, but they can run it. They got the number 5 rushing offense in the country. Florida has been bad, flat out bad, against the run. They're in the 100s. Yeah, 101st in rush yards per game. And they give up explosives. So the Tennessee formula, I think back to the Oklahoma game. Run the ball well, and you don't bomb away. When I say hit explosive plays, I don't mean 10 of them. But you remember Nico to Thornton over the middle, and he takes it to the house. Just hit 2 or 3 of them and call it a day. That's good enough to beat Florida. It should be. And that's Tennessee's blueprint. And this is why reset theory has to be true for Florida. Because if the defense plays to its profile, Tennessee will find a way to run the ball on you. And Heupel will find a way to dial up a couple of explosive passes. Florida probably will not get a 2-possession lead in this game. But if they are able to play with the lead, Florida can get after the quarterback. So if you're making Tennessee throw the ball to beat you, you don't necessarily have to have the lead to do that, I know. But the entire game script flips if you do have the lead. Tennessee is 76th in sacks allowed so far this year. And Brew McCoy, health is questionable here. Squirrel White, health is questionable. So they may at Tennessee be without a couple of receivers or at least limited there. So we've set the stage. Colin, let's take a look at what the model thinks. FanDuel's got this thing at Tennessee minus 14.5. The model agrees. Got it at Tennessee minus 15. I just think it's too many points. I flat out think there's a path for Florida to go up there and win this game. I think they're going to be very competitive. And so I'll take Tennessee to win the game. I do think they'll find a way to win the game. I don't think it's by over 2 touchdowns. So I'll take Tennessee to win, and I'll take Florida to cover. Just a good, hard-fought game.